we need a regional system where everybody can grow and develop at its own pace. And you will remember that in those days of regionalism, that was the best time of development for Nigeria, because every region was able to develop at its own pace. And this is what our party is geared towards ensuring. This, and our leaders everywhere, every opportunity, have always preached for decentralization. Decentralization of the police force, decentralization of virtually everything except for defense and external affairs. That way, all of us can develop at our own pace. So I honestly believe that at the state level, there is a limit to what you can do about police, about decentralization, unless, and of course, you continue to support them in terms of logistics and funding. Outside of that, I believe at the federal level is the only time that we can make these changes. And I'm praying that this time around, the big elephant will go to the market and will not return. Thank you.
I have sent for my manifesto. It's around maybe like 10 others would have included the
I'll be able to, have, what we have in our manifesto with regard to the subject matter. Well, because we want to choose who is going to be the best candidate to lead Oyo State in the next century. So please don't be surprised when I differentiate myself from people, so that you can choose and allow God Almighty to be the ultimate choice of who is going to govern Oyo State. There are some statements that Dr. Otegbaye mentioned, i.e. on the issue of police and other things that I would like to separate from him. I'm not a combatant, I'm not a soldier. But you have to be able to differentiate yourself from your competitors so that people can, this is the people's choice. On the issue of ACN that Dr. Agimoni was mentioning all the time, that Awolowo, I don't want you to throw Awolowo into this game. Awolowo belongs to the UPN, and AG, UPN, and ACN have been trying to do that for your state people. We are very mature people and can decide who our leadership will be. Let us see among us who can tackle this and who can do the best job for your state in this coming century. On the issue of, so I want to separate myself from that. On the issue of official government and let me start by saying that yes, there is no federal system in Nigeria right now. The reason why there is no federal structure is because of what the military did to Nigeria. How are we going to be able to do that? The only way we can do that right now is through the state assembly. Absent the issue of separation of us from the federation, we have to go through the democratic system by encouraging like-minded states to form as a unit so that we can bring back the diseased geopolitical system. Absent that, there's no other way we can do it to go back to the federal structure. Because the federal structure suits the party that wins the government, that's why they want the presidential election to come before the governorship. So that's a backward effect. So the only way you can do that is for you to match together like-minded states and like-minded parties to clear the bills to the National Assembly so that we can go back to either the regional system or to the state geopolitical system. That's the only way. Absent more.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tegbe. Your party manifesto.
Page 4, item number 4, that to return Nigeria to a true federative unit. In the sense that what we have now is the unitary system. The power is sort of centralized. That section also talks of rather devolution and decentralization of power. As long as so much power resides at the center, some people in the position of a president who are power mongers will continue to use the power around them against the people and not for the benefit of them. So the position of my party is for a true federating unit. And not only that, for devolution of power and decentralization, so that the sub-sector have more power at their disposal, so that power is not totally resting at the center. That is the position of my party manifesto. And I assure you that when that government comes to Nigeria, there will be a change indeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Items are interlocked or interlocking. And you have covered some of it, so we can be quick in dealing with the few issues that you have not touched upon in answering the earlier questions. I will now call on Mrs. Alabi to maybe 1-2 questions on the economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Moderator. Thank you, Oyo State people, and thank you, members of the government candidates. I'd like to start by saying thank you for being here, and I think the people of Oyo State commend you in taking part in this debate. That shows an understanding of what the democratic process is all about. Democracy is government of the people, for the people, and not the other way around. So in participating in this debate, I think all the gubernatorial candidates who are here understand that they're talking to the people. They're trying to convince the people to vote for them. And explain to the people that they understand what their problems are, and explain to them how they can actually solve these problems. Now the problem of economy is very Now, on coming here yesterday, I decided if I'm going to be asking questions on behalf of the people of Oyo State, it's best to speak to the people of Oyo State and ask them, what do you want to ask the gubernatorial candidates about the economy? And I spoke to a lot of everyday people like myself, people on the streets. I spoke to us, because we're all Oyo State indigenous, so we are the people voting. And I spoke to them to encourage them to come out and vote, and to vote properly. So by talking, by explaining the way you're going to actually solve their problems, they can decide for themselves who to vote for. Now, the response I got from most people was, I'm hungry, poverty, Oyo State indigenous are poor, they're hungry. I spoke to civil servants. Most civil servants now, we currently have a strike with health, the health workers. And again, it's all based on the fact that people are not paid appropriate salaries, also on the economy. So the question to you is, given current revenue allocation formula, which is lopsided in favor of the federal government, also considering the challenges of raising internally generated revenue, how do you intend to raise enough funds to provide good governance for the people of the state? Now, good governance is, as far as people are concerned, is how will you raise our standard of living? How will you raise the salaries of civil servants without causing inflation? How will you create jobs? Be specific, because they want to know. And I know that with your answers, it will put them in a better position to decide who to vote for. Our people are tired. They do intend to come out and vote. Come bring a shine.
Well, thank you very much. Which to promote human development in the United States. And we make a start with Dr. Adeluta.
Again, thank you once again, Mr. Moderator. If you look at item number 4,